Hi everyone, there's been an update on Julian Assange. I actually wanted to do a video about him yesterday, but I got waylaid, and by the time I've come to do it, there's been an update rather. So this is from The Guardian. Julian Assange, quote, seriously considering a request to meet the Senate Intelligence Committee. The Senate Intelligence Committee have invited him to go and talk to them. This article says at the top, I'm not going to read all this, don't worry. Lawyers for Julian Assange say they are seriously considering a request from the US Senate Committee to interview the WikiLeaks founder as part of the investigation into alleged Russian interference in the 2016 US election. It's mind-boggling that 2 years later and we're still saying the words alleged, investigation into alleged Russian interference in the 2016 election. Down there at the bottom, last paragraph, WikiLeaks lawyer Jennifer Robinson of Doughty Street Chambers said, quote, the US Senate Select Committee request confirms their interest in hearing from Mr. Assange. The inquiry has asked him to appear in person, so they haven't asked him to do it via video link, which he could. Why they wouldn't do that, you got to ask that. Why wouldn't they do it by video link instead? It's very easy. They could do it today. Why do they need to see him in person? Interesting. Appear in person at a mutually agreeable time and place. We are seriously considering the offer, but must ensure Mr. Assange's protection is guaranteed. How could they? Yeah, Mr. Assange has many enemies. You can see where I'm going with there. This is the letter. What's interesting about this letter they sent, Mark Warner there, who is horrible and an awful man. He's right on some things, but he's awful on most of it. Here's Mark Warner. He was one of the guys that co-signed this letter asking to meet Mr. Assange and question him. He was also one of the senators who a few weeks ago, that WikiLeaks have obviously pointed out here, just a few weeks ago, I believe I said at the time, Mark Warner was one of the 10 Democratic senators who pulled down his trousers and defecated all over the First Amendment by asking for his asylum to be revoked in violation of international law, and obviously the First Amendment and journalistic practice and all that. That's it. That's as far as I know. That's as much as I know really about these updates. I've obviously done other videos. For anybody seeing me for the first time, I'll put a playlist or something in the on the channel. I think he should. I think he should meet them. What's curious to me is why he couldn't do it by video link. Why they've asked him to meet in person. Why? Why would they want to meet in person? There can only be one reason for that, and that's they're going to do something. Yeah, because they could. There was nothing that they would get from him in person that they couldn't get from him on a video link. So why not do that? If they'll only meet in person, though, I don't know whether he will, but he's obviously considering it, and I think his health has to be a factor here. You know, I've pointed out in the past, many people have. He's needed a root canal now for about 3 years, I think it is. They are excruciatingly painful. You can get, you can get like things like septicemia from tooth decay like that, can't you? He must be under a hell of a lot of not just physical stress with, his obviously tooth and pain and MRI needed on his shoulder, but also the mental torture being in isolation like that. Remember, they put people in isolation in prison as a punishment outside of prison. That's a further punishment from prison, is to put them in isolation, which is essentially what he's in. He can't talk to anybody but his lawyer. I mean, I assume his lawyer's going to be charging quite a pretty penny, so she's only going to be there a short amount of time. WikiLeaks are not the richest organisation in the world, I wouldn't think. So yeah, his health has got to be a factor, but his mental health as well. It's the torture he's been going through, and he obviously, I would think, want to try and put an end to this whole ordeal. We know what's going on here. It's pretty much an open secret. that they want to extradite him to America for some, and they're saying that there's probably some sealed indictment for him for his role in releasing the Chelsea Manning leak, remember, BBC leak. There was no hack there. Can't believe they. Well, I can believe it. I can't believe they lied like that in that video. Yeah, I think he should. I think he should try, and because it's always best to have the lines of communication open, because as long as the lines of communication open, there's a small chance, even a tiny chance, even if it's a tiny chance of there being a resolution. But whereas if there's no contact and there's no communication at all, then there's no chance it's going to get resolved. It's just a case of a Mexican standoff, I hope he does, and I hope that if he does meet them, that they will be true to their word and nothing nefarious will go on. That's basically all I can say. Everything else, I suppose, would be me guessing. But as this unfolds, I'll keep everybody informed on it, because he's a bit of a hero of mine, is Julian Assange. He's somebody I look up to, somebody who I think has incredible morals, and I think that's always to be respected in a person. So I'll keep you informed of the next update. Yeah, I'll see you soon.